we are infinite.
Hey guys, what up, it's Ray here, and today I want to talk about basically video games and what they were originally invented for. So video games were originally, if you think about it, they were originally invented for entertainment purposes, to keep you company on a bored day. But in this video I'm going to talk about how they've evolved and the consoles that I've seen in my days. Okay, so I know there have been plenty of consoles before my hand, but what consoles I've seen in the console that I played. So, the first console I ever had was a Nintendo 64. By the way, sorry if you can hear my chair in the background, but it was a Nintendo 64. And me and my brother played Battletoads on there like a lot of times. Just a lot of times. And I think my brother beat it once. And that was when we were 5 or 6. Alright? So Nintendo 64 was the first console that me and my brother ever had. Okay? Very good, very cool, very sturdy games. Now, remember that because later on I'm going to get into today's video games and stuff like that. So, very sturdy games. You could drop them, you could, kick them, you could step on them on the floor, and they would probably most likely still work, Well, if you take a look at today's video games for the Xbox or PS3, do this. Take if you have any Xbox or PS2 or PlayStation games, okay? Take those and hold it up to a Xbox 360 game and look at the width of the discs. Today's discs are smaller than what the discs used to be back then. And I don't think that's a good thing. A lot of people do, but I don't think so. And the reason being is that it makes it more flammable, they can break more easily, and they're easier to be scratched. So, for me, going from the Nintendo 64, the next console was the PlayStation. PlayStation, very cool. I remember playing Crash Bandicoot on it. Very awesome gaming system. Loved it to death. Every time you started up, it would have that start. The startup sound when it started up, and So then you go to the PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation 2 had that I know the sound of it when it started up, but I can't make the sound, and basically it would have that startup sound, and you just be like, yeah, we getting ready to play some of this. And that's when there was no online to consoles, at the time, alright? So, and when I say online, I mean like today's online where you could chat with people and message them and stuff like that, So, after the PS2 came the Xbox. So, we had the Xbox, and let me tell you right now, the funnest times I've had on a console is on mostly Xbox. I didn't have that much fun on a PS2 and or PS3. So we went from the Xbox to the Xbox 360, alright? Now, right before the Xbox 360 came out, we found out that you could have, live or internet on the original Xbox. We tried to do that and it did not work at all whatsoever. So when we bought our Xbox 360, our first ever Xbox 360, we saw it came with a headset. And we didn't know why. We didn't know why at all. So, started doing a little bit of research, and we found out that you could actually go online, chat with people, and stuff like that. And we was like, alright, cool. So, let's find out how to do this. Let's get this hooked up and everything like that. So, we found out how to get it hooked up, and ever since that time, I've been having a blast. Now, I believe when was it? Like in 2008 or 9. Not exactly sure. But our mom bought us a PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3, very good, very great console. Has the online of it is free, and that's why a lot of people that play PS3 prefer PS3 more, is because the online is free. But let me tell you something. I have nothing, a lot of viewers, a lot of subscribers ask me about this stuff, why don't you play PS3? Do you have anything against PS3? I don't have anything against PS3 at all whatsoever. They're a good company. They have good online. They have a good PlayStation Home, which last time I played it was like in 2009, I think. And the game that I played the most when I was on there was DC Universe Online. I remember I was on that 24/7. You could not get me off that game. And it was just all around great fun, and I had a lot of fun while playing that game, running around leveling up my superhero and stuff like that. Not sure how the game is doing today, except for I know it went free to play. But if we still had that game, I'm pretty sure we'd still be a legendary member. Now, a lot of people think for the Xbox Live that you have to pay $50 or $60 a year. You can do that if you want, but you also have the option to pay $10 a month, which is what I do, pay $10 a month. And either way, all around, they're both great consoles. They're both perfectly fine. However, if you look at durability, which one is more durable? A a Xbox 360 being set up on its side, you knock it or even move it just a little bit, and the game just is done. It's screwed. It's over. With the PS3, you have a little bit of a chance, just a little bit, that it will not, scratch the disc. But most of the time, it will scratch the disc. But you have a little bit of a chance that it won't. Xbox, as soon as you hit it, it's probably done. And it's coming out now to where you can download your games and stuff like that. But what I really want to get into is competition. Is that video games was originally developed for entertainment to keep us busy on a bored day. And they have now turned into this kind of bragging rights deal. Let me tell you something. Just because, you're good at a video game, you're better than someone else at a video game, you can do this, they can't do that, you can beat a game, they can't beat a game, doesn't make you any smarter, any smarter, any better, any, you know, gooder than anybody else. And a lot of people think it does. A lot of people who go to MLG events, play in MLG stuff, think they're the best, think they're good. Well, it's not exactly true. I mean, if a person who is MLG gets up on Xbox Live, they could, if they are having a bad day, be beat by noob and or someone with a lower level who has never even competed in MLG before, okay? So, they're not always good. It just means that at the time that they won, they were good, alright? So, it's take this for an example, alright? They were good, alright? And then say, like, they didn't play for, like, a year or two. Are they still going to be that same good? No. So you're not going to be good every single time. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot every single game go 100 kills and, like, 1 death. It's not going to happen. You can't. And I know a lot of people are going to comment on this video saying TB&R frags can, and people like that. Still, they cannot go 100 plus every single game. I mean, I watched one of his videos, he went 95-1. That's not 100 plus. They cannot do 100 plus and everything like that every single game. It's like, people who go to MLG events, they can't win every single MLG event every single time they go to an MLG event, And the main thing I want to say is it's kind of ridiculous that people at MLG events are fighting over playing a game. Like, I have seen to where people go to event. Taken for an example, this wasn't an MLG event, but there was an event that we had at our not GameStop, but Game Crazy. If you remember what that was, it like closed down in 2009 or whatever. But it was called Game Crazy, and there were only a few around and stuff like that. But it was basically Game Crazy and Hollywood Videos put together. All right, one store inside of another, and they were doing a tournament, and it was kind of like a tournament for a amount of money, like $60 and stuff like that, for you to go buy a new game and stuff. And this dude lost, and he hit the dude in the face, and the dude's nose started bleeding. I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, the whole point I don't get is, why do people fight each other just because one lost the game? Like, if one team loses a game to another team, you know, I understand they're competing over big money, but that's no reason to go and like beat the living crap out of the person who you lost to, you know. Like I said, there have been some videos that I've seen where they lost and they just went and like hit the dude and made him bleed and stuff like that. It's just, to me, it's just nothing to do. But there you see the final end of the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later. Peace.